Thanks for watching ERi-TV, dear viewers. Welcome to our news broadcast. Here are the headlines. Seminar to nationals in Austria. Activity assessment meeting of the National Union of Eritrean Students. Magnitude 5.5 earthquake strikes San Gabriel, Ecuador. Nuclear talks, a decision away from culmination into agreement in Iran. In our domestic news, members of the Eritrean Embassy in Germany conducted seminar on 23 July to nationals residing in Vienna, Austria. At the seminar, the organizers gave extensive briefings on the objective situation in the homeland as well as regional developments and called on the nationals to strengthen organizational capacity and unity and participation in the national affairs. The organizers also gave briefings on the responsibility of nationals and the Eritrean Embassy in the efficiency of the timely provision of consular services. The seminar also conducted extensive discussion on the progress of the activities of the Eritrean community in Austria as well as on future programs. The National Union of Eritrean Youth and Students conducted activity assessment meeting of the first half of 2022 as well as on the implementation of programs for the coming 6 months. At the meeting, the National Union of Eritrean Youth and Students reported that in the second half of 2022, the Union will provide priority for strengthening awareness and organization of students in secondary schools. According to reports presented at the meeting, training programs on administration and leadership has been organized to youth and youth workers in various parts of the country. Strong efforts has also been exerted to strengthen organization and contribution of youth clubs. Buya General Knowledge Competition has been organized in all regions of the country, aiming at developing the knowledge and awareness of the youth on the history of their country. Regarding future plan of action, the report cited that efforts will be exerted to develop affection of education and reading of the youth, strengthen organizational capacity of youth workers, reinforce awareness-raising activities in schools and colleges, coordinate concerned government and PFDG institutions on issues of youth, as well as develop the relationship with diaspora youth organizations, as well as design projects to develop creativity and innovation of the youth, among others. Commending the contribution of members and stakeholders in raising the political awareness and capacity development of the youth in the past 6 months, Mr. Salah Ahmedin, chairman of the National Union of Eritrean Youth and Students, called on partners for reinforced participation in the implementation of the programs for the coming 6 months. Mr. Mikhail Abraham, forestation and water and soil conservation expert at the Agriculture and Land Development in the Central Region, indicated that in the past 6 months alone, over 30,000 tree seedlings have been planted on 19 hectares of land at the Demet area. Mr. Mikhail went on to say that a member of the number of government institutions, national associations, ex-liberation fighters, cooperative associations, students, and others participated at the greening campaign. Mr. Mikhail commended the strong participation of the campaign who demonstrated in the program called for conducting regular follow-up on the conditions of the newly planted tree seedlings. According to reports, 80% of the tree seedlings planted in 2021 are in good condition. Announcement from the Ministry of Health. 22 patients have been diagnosed positive for COVID-19 in tests carried out today at testing stations in the Central Region. The total number of confirmed cases in the country to date has accordingly increased to 9,966. The total number of recovered patients stands at 9,766, while the number of deaths stands at 103. Ministry of Health, Asmara, 26 July 2022. Those are domestic news. Please stay tuned for the international right after the short break. An earthquake of magnitude 5.5 struck 5 kilometers southwest of San Gabriel City in Ecuador on Monday, the United States Geological Survey said. The quake was at a depth of 10 kilometers beneath the epicenter near Tulcan, Ecuador, in the morning hours yesterday. Based on the preliminary seismic data, the quake should have been widely felt by almost everyone in the area of the epicenter. It might have caused light to moderate damage. The Iranian Foreign Ministry spokesman said yesterday the nuclear talks' distance from culmination into an agreement hinge on the U.S. political decision, as Iran has demonstrated considerable flexibility in the negotiations process. Making the remarks in an address to a weekly press conference, Nasser Kanani said Iran has never left the negotiating table and will not act emotionally and impulsively regarding of the U.S. officials' media hype and claims as well as pressures on the country. Kanani stressed that Iran will remain committed to the negotiations process and will continue the path until reaching a good and robust agreement, according to official news agency IRNA. Negotiations are continuing between Iranian Foreign Minister Hossein Amir Abdullahian and the European Union's Foreign Policy Chief Joseph Borrell, as well as their deputies Ali Bagheri Kani and Enrique Mora. The Foreign Ministry spokesman added the Islamic Republic has allowed the IAEA's inspectors to carry out several inspections of its nuclear sites. The Alps glaciers are on track for their highest mass losses in at least 60 years of record keeping. Data shared exclusively with Reuters revealed. By looking at the difference in how much snow fell in winter and how much ice melts in the summer, scientists can measure how much a glacier has shrunk in any given year. Since last winter, which brought relatively little snowfall, the Alps have sweltered through two big early summer heat waves, including one in July, which marked by temperatures near to 30 degrees Celsius in the Swiss mountain village of Zermatt. Please stay tuned now for a recap of tonight's headlines. Seminar to nationals in Austria. Activity assessment meeting of the National Union of Eritrean Youth and Students. Magnitude 5.5 earthquake strikes San Gabriel, Ecuador. Nuclear talks, a decision away from culmination into agreement, says Iran. And that was our news for tonight, dear viewers. It is good night from us.